What is going on, guys? You guys read the title. Me and Madden 21 are going to be predicting the 2020 NFL season. And at the end of the season, when it's all said and done, we're going to come back to this video. We're going to see how Madden did, how I did. Am I smarter than Madden? Is Madden just an absolute stinker? Listen, this is the fourth time actually. This is the fourth time I am trying to record this video. One time, my own stupidity, I forgot to plug in my microphone. But the other two times, it actually had the Bengals here. 8-8 is surprising enough, but it had the Bengals 14-2 and going on to win the Super Bowl. And I'm just like, that's just not realistic. If it ends up happening, then I'll look really stupid. But it's just not happening. The Bengals are not going 14-2. They're not making the playoffs. They're let alone not winning the Super Bowl. So I wasn't letting those ones slide. This one seems to be my first one that's actually been somewhat realistic. There's a few things that obviously are a little far-fetched, but that happens in the NFL season. So I let a couple of them slide. But when you have the Bengals winning the Super Bowl, it's like, come on. So let's go right now through my predictions first. I pretty much have the same order here for the North, except for the Steelers and the Browns. But my predictions for the AFC North are the Baltimore Ravens finishing first place, Cleveland Browns in second place, the Pittsburgh Steelers in third, and Cincinnati in fourth. And as you can see here in Madden, Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals, pretty fair. I mean, I definitely could see Cleveland and Pittsburgh going either way, but I'm pretty sure it's obvious to everybody the Ravens are going to be 1, Bengals are going to be 4. It's just those middle two teams, and whether they get a wild card spot or not, that's up for debate. In the AFC South, we'll look at Madden's predictions first. They have the Colts, the Texans, the Titans, and the Jaguars 1 through 4. This one's a bit surprising to me. I actually don't see the Colts as that good of a team, but I think the Colts could potentially be a real interruption for some other teams in this division, winning a few games that could, throw the Titans or the Texans out of first place. But I don't see the Colts as the first place team. My predictions for the AFC South, I have the Tennessee Titans finishing in first, Houston behind them, Indy in third, and Jacksonville finishing last. I think the main consensus around the league is that Jacksonville will have the number 1 pick in this next upcoming season and get Trevor Lawrence, but we have to see how the college football season goes first, so who knows. The AFC East, we both have the same division winner here. The Bills, Jets, Patriots, Dolphins are Madden's picks, and Madden actually has the Bills, Jets, and Patriots all making the playoffs, which is surprising to me. For me, I just have the Bills and the Patriots making the playoffs, but I do have the Bills winning the division, just like Madden. Dolphins in third and the Jets in fourth. I think the Bills and the Patriots are going to be a very tough one to pick. It's not Tom Brady, it's Cam Newton, and I know Cam Newton is an okay quarterback, but when you get put into a new system like that, it doesn't work right away, and you'll see that with my Buccaneers pick as well. It just doesn't work right away. There's going to be some time in the season, especially since there is no preseason. It's going to take some time for the Patriots to find their groove, whereas I think the Bills are going to start hot. So I think it's going to take some catching up for the Patriots, and I think in the end, they're just not going to have enough time to catch up, and the Bills will end up taking the division. But in the AFC West, we both have almost the same order. The only difference is the bottom two teams, and they really don't matter that much because they probably won't make the playoffs. But Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers was mine. And Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders was Madden. And I think those could go either way. I think the Raiders are a better team than 3-13, and I think the Chargers are a better team than 4-12. But the placements I can agree with here. Bottom line, this is the Chiefs' division to lose. I think the Broncos are a very promising team, but a very question mark team as well, just because you don't know if Drew Lock is going to continue performing the way he did. There's just a lot of question marks on the Broncos. So Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders is Madden's pick. In the North, they'll have the Packers winning the division, the Bears finishing as a wild card team, and the Lions and the Vikings behind them. This one, I agree with the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win the division, but I feel like it's going to be a very close race between the Packers and the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to get a wild card spot, and I think they are going to be probably winning the division for most of the season and then lose it near the end. But I would definitely say the Packers have this division. The Vikings are going to be a close second. And then after that, it's just Bears and Lions. So, like, it can go Lions, Bears, and go Bears, Lions. Both teams are going to be, I think, below 6-10. So, like I said, could be wrong, but that's how I feel about this division. In the NFC South, the Saints winning the division, the Buccaneers in second, Falcons in third, and Panthers in fourth. This is the first division with Madden that I actually agreed completely on. Obviously, my records are going to be a little different, but for the most part, it is pretty spot on. The only two records that actually change are the Panthers and the Bucks, and it's only by like a win or two. So me and Madden are pretty even on this one. I think the Saints will win this division. The Buccaneers, it's the same thing. They're not going to come out the gate playing like they have Tom Brady and Leonard Fournette and Rob Gronkowski and all these insane weapons that are on this team. They're not going to come out playing like that. They're going to come out playing like they have no idea what they're doing. It's going to take them a couple of weeks to finally get into a groove, and then they'll start catching up to the Saints. But I don't think it's going to be enough time for them to catch up. So I would go Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers as my predictions as well. NFC East, this is a tough division. I love what Madden chose here. I was not as generous to my favorite team, but Madden says the Giants will win the division with a 10-6 record. I don't think so, Madden. I'm sorry. Eagles at 8-8, Cowboys at 8-8, and a Washington football team at 5-10. Eagles and Cowboys being 8-8, I can see. Like, I can definitely see the winner of this division being 8-8. But when I made my predictions, I'm looking at rosters, and the Cowboys just have a much better roster than any team in this division. So there's no reason this division should be close, but the way that the Cowboys play every season, and that's partially biased on my part, but partially just it's true. Like, they finish close to 8-8, 9-7 every season after having such high hopes and such a talented roster. I don't understand it, but I do give the Cowboys the division win here. I'll go Eagles in second place, the Giants in third, and Washington sitting at the bottom. Maybe if Washington found a team name, they might be a little better. In the NFC West, I have the Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals, and Rams as my 1 through 4. Madden disagreed a little bit. They did Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers, and no team above 8-8, which kind of surprises me here. This is probably one of the strongest divisions in the league, if not the strongest. I honestly do think the Cardinals and the Rams could both be above 8-8 teams. But when you factor in that they have to play everyone in this division twice, I think the Cardinals and the Rams will both end up just under. But overall, my West predictions, Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams. It's going to be close between the Seahawks and the 49ers, but I'm going to have to give them the Seahawks the benefit of the roster. I just think they have a better overall roster and a much better offense than the 49ers do. So for me, my AFC seedings go Chiefs, Baltimore, Tennessee, Buffalo. Those are the division winners, 1 through 4. And then the 3 wildcard teams, the Patriots, the Browns, and the Broncos. In the NFC, Saints, Seahawks, Packers, Cowboys are the division winners. And then the wildcard teams, the 49ers, Buccaneers, and Vikings. As far as Madden goes, for the AFC, their number 1 seed is the Ravens, followed by the Chiefs, Colts, and Bills for the division winners, and then the wildcard teams, the Broncos, Jets, and Patriots. And in the NFC, the division winners, Saints get the 1 seed, Packers, Giants, and then you got to scroll all the way down to the Rams for the 4 seed. And then the wild card teams go to the Buccaneers, the Bears, and the Seahawks. So remember, this year in the playoffs for the NFL, there is a 7th team from each conference that makes the playoffs. There's an extra wild card spot, meaning the only 2 teams that get a first round bye are the 2 number 1 seeds. So according to Madden, that's the Saints and the Ravens. According to me, that's the Saints and the Chiefs. So here's the wild card games. According to Madden, the Bills beating Denver, Indy beating the Jets, New England beating Kansas City, Tampa beating LA, Chicago beating the Giants, and Seattle beating Green Bay. Obviously, Madden gives scores because it's an actual simulated game. I'm not going to give scores for anything other than the Super Bowl, but for my AFC wildcard, the Ravens will beat Denver, Tennessee will beat Cleveland, the Patriots will beat the Bills. In the NFC wildcard, I think the Seahawks will beat the Vikings, the Buccaneers will beat the Packers, and the 49ers will beat the Cowboys. The divisional round for the AFC for Madden is going to be the Ravens over the Patriots and the Colts over the Bills. For the NFC, the Saints over the Seahawks, and the Chicago Bears beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For my divisional rounds in the AFC, I'll have the Chiefs beating the Patriots, Baltimore beating Tennessee, and in the divisional round for the NFC, I would have the Niners beating the Saints. So the Saints, the 1 seed for me, ends up getting knocked out in the divisional, and the Seahawks will go on to beat the Buccaneers. So conference championship game, the Colts against the Ravens, and they have the Colts winning. My AFC championship is between the Chiefs and Baltimore, and I would have the Chiefs winning that one. I do think Baltimore has a very legitimate Super Bowl contending team. I just think the Chiefs, overall, they're the best team in the league. It was too hard for me to not pick the Chiefs. NFC championship game for Madden, they have the Saints beating the Chicago Bears 34-17. I have the Seahawks beating the 49ers. Again, I'm not doing a score, but that's going to be a hell of a game. Obviously, the Niners have the better defense, but I feel like the Seahawks have a good enough defense to where the fact that the Seahawks offense is so much better than the Niners offense, the difference will show up there, and the Seahawks will end up beating the Niners. So, Super Bowl 55 for Madden. Super Bowl 55 is going to be between the Indianapolis Colts, which is a little far-fetched, but I'm going to give Madden the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Phil Rivers comes to his own in Indy and does something that he couldn't do in San Diego or LA. And the New Orleans Saints, which Drew Brees, they have an insane roster. Michael Thomas is absolutely out of his mind. So New Orleans has a good roster. To me, they always manage to screw it up somewhere in the playoffs, and that's why I have them losing to the Niners. But for Madden purposes, they will be making the Super Bowl. Let me give my Super Bowl prediction first. I think the winner of Super Bowl 55 is going to be the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to go back-to-back. Feel like this one's going to be a little bit better of a game than the 49er game, but it's an NFC West team regardless. I think the Chiefs will win this game 32-27 in absolutely probably one of the best Super Bowls that we've seen in a while. So, according to Madden, your Super Bowl 55 champion is the New Orleans Saints. They beat the Indianapolis Colts 42-21 in the big game. They win Super Bowl 55 according to Madden. Guys, feel free to comment your predictions down below, whether you're commenting on the Facebook link that I'll post or the actual YouTube video. I prefer the YouTube video because it helps the algorithm. But whichever one you do comment on, please leave your predictions down below. If you disagree with anything, if you agree with anything that I've said, put it down below. I love to hear you guys' comments. But these are just our predictions. Got to take them with a grain of salt because none of us knows what's going to happen in this upcoming season. No preseason, no fans in the stadium. It's going to affect a lot more than you think it's going to affect. So if you like the video, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing week-by-week predictions for the NFL every Wednesday starting tomorrow with week 1. I will also be with my friend Ben for that, so stay tuned because weekly predictions are coming. Guys, if you like the video, enjoy. If you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one. Peace.